Lads, lasses, people with glasses, and of course all of those in between. My name, in case you didn't already know, is Howlslash. And today what I want to do is, it's a little paintball video, which you can probably guess by the fact that there should be some paintball footage going on. And I'm trying to think of reverse camera, so there should be some paintball footage going on down there. And basically what I want to do is answer a few questions that I see recurring on paintball videos on some of the larger channels, like say Tech PB or the Wolf's Den. Some of these questions keep getting repeatedly asked. And there is a couple in there that I've thrown in myself, but you know, it's that's something that I would like to answer. See if I can get them out of the way and see if anybody thinks that my point of view is interesting. So number one, what paintball gun should I buy? And normally when you see this thread or when this post comes up, it's a choice between gun A or gun B. Quite often it'll be say Ether versus an E-Tech or a BT versus a Tipman. But what I want to answer is in general, and this is going off as if somebody has never ever played paintball before. You're obviously going to want a gun that you're going to be comfortable with. And yes, I know I keep saying gun, and that's because it is a gun. You don't call a glue gun a glue delivery device. You don't call a staple gun a staple delivery device. It is a staple gun, a glue gun, a paintball gun. There we go. So, sorry about that. So, right, the next thing, right, so, yeah, what gun do I buy? Well, in my opinion, I would recommend anybody who has never bought a paintball gun before, or has never played paintball properly before, to buy an entry-level electronic gun. The reason I'm saying this is because an entry-level electronic gun, yeah, I said it right that time, will keep up with the higher end electronic guns. Yeah, it's going to keep up with some of the mech guns that can fire at faster speeds, and it's basically going to be a great little entry point for you. Because, well, no, because it's just it'll be a great little entry point for you. And from there, you can decide if you like that or not. If you don't like it, then, you can always trade it on for a mechanical, for a pump, for a pistol, whatever your style of choice is. Or, if you do like it, you can go in your kit bag at a later date, once you start building up your kit equipment, and it can become, a little backup marker. Or you can always trade it on, go towards buying your high-level Tawny laser gun, whatever you choose to shoot. But, like I said, from there, that gives you a level playing field with everybody else. Yes, it doesn't give you the same level for skill, it doesn't give you the same level for maybe how many balls you can shoot, that sort of stuff, but it does give you, you can still shoot the same amount of paint as everybody else on the field. Or, as in, you can still shoot the same rate of fire as what everybody else can on the field. Perhaps more, perhaps less, but that bit is up to you. So, I hope I've answered that correctly. I hope I've answered that, not necessarily correctly, but I hope I've answered that, and that makes you a little bit happier. Right, so question number 2, and this is also another common one. What paintball mask should I buy? That one is very difficult to answer. You see, the first thing that you want to take into consideration is comfort. Because if you aren't wearing a comfy mask, you're not going to enjoy your day. Simple as that. If it's digging into your face, yeah, when if it's clenched right up against your face, or if it's hanging slack, things like that, it's just not going to be good for you. And the next thing I would say is what is going to be, well, I suppose these two things are about the same. Comfort and fogging. See, fogging, it happens with even the best of paintball masks. However, there are the newer masks that are coming out are getting better for it. However, the one thing that I find really bad for goggles is these things. See, I've actually sold masks on before because within 10 minutes I was putting them on, I was fogged up and it got us fuming. I sold the mask because it was shit. It was shit. I hated the mask. Until I bought the next mask, and well, why is me got my mask fogging up again straight away? It turned out that it was these. So if you are a glasses wearer, if you can get them, I suggest trying contacts. If you can't get contacts, like I can't, then I suggest you're going to have to start looking at goggle sprays, like anti-fog gels. You can get like Fog Dark. In fact, that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. But things like that, they will hopefully, you know, set you out right. They should hopefully help you out a lot. But as for masks, I'm not going to go into a specific brand because at the time of filming this video, oh, well, you know, they might be a dye mask. However, if you're watching this video 5 years down the line, it might be a V-Force mask that's the best. So I'm not going to go into which mask specifically I think is the best. But what you're going to be looking for is comfort and, you know, like, well, comfort, price, how well it holds off from fog. You can also get mask fans, which if you find, say, a particular type of mask that you find really comfortable, you might be able to get a mask fan sorted out for it, which will help hold off the fog a little better. Right, so moving on to the next question. Why is my paintball gun not working? Well, without actually sitting down and having a look at your paintball gun, chances are I can't answer that. And I'm not going to bullshit you like some other video producers will. I could sit down and you could send us a message and say, well, it's not working, it's doing this, or it's not working, it's doing that, and I might be able to help you from there, but I can't go, ooh, mystical wonder, it's going to be fixed, and I'm just going to be able to like send you a message and go, this is how to do it exactly. Because I'm a hands-on person, I like to get hold of something and have a look at how it works inside. I may not always put it back together brilliantly, I may not even put it back together working, but then I like to take it apart and put it back together again, and it still might not be working. But there we go. So anyway, the philosophies that I have with, I'm actually looking at my notes here. I've actually wrote stuff down. Look, yeah. But the philosophies that I hold in place whenever I'm working on gear is it if it's an electronic, has it got fresh batteries? Because 90% of the time when somebody goes, my gun isn't working and it's electronic, it's because they've never changed the battery. And it could be a case of, or even if you have changed the battery, try a couple of batteries. Because, sometimes you will put a dud battery into your gun and it's not going to work. But try that out. If it still doesn't work after a couple of batteries, that's when you need to start looking into other things. However, that's if none of the lights are coming on or anything like that. Don't go crying, giving it, oh, my circuit board's knackered straight away. It might just be a dud. The next thing is, though, if it's an electro and the light's turning on, check out, when was the last time you cleaned the gun? If you don't know how to clean it yourself, ask somebody that does. There's plenty of video tutorials on your specific gun on the internet already. I've got no doubt about that, because there's already loads of people that do them. But check out the tutorials, clean your gun, lube it up properly and all that sort of stuff, because if you don't do that, chances are it's going to be jammed up and bunged up and stuff and won't work. Make sure that all of the internal parts, the working parts and that sort of stuff are actually there and in good condition. It might be a case of something's broken. Now, another one, and it might sound very, very simple and very stupid, but I've seen it done, and I think I did it myself a couple of times when I first started playing paintball. Have you actually got any air in your tank? Yes, it's unbelievable how stupid that sounds, but you'd be amazed at some of the mistakes that people will make. Trying to think of anything else. If your gun isn't firing, if it's cycling, which means it's actually putting through gas, but isn't firing, have you got any balls in your hopper? Is your hopper's jammed and not feeding? Just check some of those things. Or if it's, say, putting spray out the end of the barrel, have you actually cleaned the barrel? Is there a ball jammed into the barrel and isn't allowing anything else out? Or have you fallen over, took a core sample, and it's not working that way? So, like I said, that's I would say those are like the basic things to cover. Make sure it's clean. Make sure that there's a fresh battery in if it takes batteries. Make sure you've got gas in your tank. And if all else fails, if you don't know what's wrong with it and you can't get it working, give it to somebody that does know what they're doing. Don't ruin a perfectly good gun by messing about with it unless you're prepared to accept the fact that you could break it. If you're, say if your parents have bought you with a brand new 2000 and X shiny gun, the new shiny, you're probably not going to want to break it. However, if you're buying it off your own budget, you don't care so much, or, you know, you're prepared to replace parts, go for it, you know. Well, I didn't say that. Right, so next thing, question number 4. I'm setting up a new paintball team. How do I go about getting sponsorship? Don't. You're a new paintball team. Yes, maybe contacts, you know, you contact shops and that sort of stuff if you want to. However, most of the time for a new startup paintball team, the shop will look at the application for sponsorship. Let's call it an application. Most of the time it's going to be an email saying, can I please have some money or free gear? And they're going to laugh. Give it a year if your team is still together, because that is one of the big things. Quite often people get together. I did this myself as well. I've got me and 2 other guys together. We were going to go out and we were going to play paintball. And within a month, I was the only person that had any gear. I was the only person actually playing. And the other 2 guys have never... Well, I think one of them has played paintball once since. And I tried to start a team 6 years ago. And I contacted a few of the companies and was told no. So just be prepared. If you are trying to set up a new team and you're going for sponsorship, be prepared to accept failure. However, what a lot of companies will offer is sponsorship. They sell you gear at a discounted price in return for free advertising, which is you advertise their shop or site on your website, your team's Facebook page, Twitter page, get their name printed on your jerseys, maybe even to the extent of, let's say, X Paintball's Bonanza shop. You will then have to maybe say, have X Paintball, then your team name, and you would become one of their teams. And basically what you are is that company's bitch. And it's you might have to play at all of their events. You've got to play at any event that they're going to. Fair enough if you can't make it. However, if say there's a clashing event on that same day and you wanted to go to that other event, they could potentially, you know, turn around and go, no, you're not. And if you do play that other event, they're taking a sponsorship off you. It's the way it works. That's business. Basically what you are is you're free advertising for that shop, because they're still making money out of you, because yes, they're giving you a discount, but it might only be 10%, which 10% over £100, they've lost a tenner. That's it. Big whoop. Especially when they might be earning a hell of a lot more than that, and you might be a smaller discount than that. It might be a slightly larger discount. But look into the fine print before you agree to anything. And last but not least, and this one is specifically for the UK paintball community. What fire modes are legal in the UK? Simple. And it really is. I will even put a link to the UK PSF rules in the description. And the law states, according to the UK PSF, which was approved by the government, 1 trigger pull, 1 ball. Nothing more. Straight semi-automatic. That means no ramp, no rebound, no response trigger, no full auto, no 3-shot, and pretty much no other mode that you can think of. And technically, it does kind of include Millennium Ramp. I'm just going to throw that out there. And there might be some people are going to go, especially I suppose American viewers, oh, what the fuck's that? You know, you're saying that you can't have, you know, certain fire modes. Well, why is the gun made with that? The guns are made where the same board or the same circuit board goes out across the world, because it's easier to do. It's easier to mass produce than to produce for singular markets. And or at least this is, like I said, this is all my point of view. And I want to keep this under 15 minutes, so I'm going to try and wrap this up here. But as I said, it is 1 shot, or 1 pull, 1 shot, straight semi-automatic. Those are the rules that are set down in the UK PSF guidelines. So technically, anybody using other than that is by rights breaking UK PSF guidelines. And if you are a UK PSF member, and you break those guidelines, if anything was to happen, you are not insured and covered by your UK PSF. So anyway, I've just gone over the 15 minutes. So look, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you've got any more questions that you want to ask, feel free to stick them in the comments section, or even if you want to, send us a private message. Unless it's a piss take, I will probably respond. And no, thanks very much for watching, and I shall hopefully see you next time.